Hi, I'm Uncle Mark. I'm going to be working on replacing this high mount third brake light on a Honda Odyssey van. If you'd like to know how I did it, follow along. It's fairly easy to do. I'll give you the bulb numbers as well. Well, bulb number is these little pieces here that you want to take off first with a little flat screwdriver. That's where your mounting screw is hiding. Easy enough to do. Any kind of a flat screwdriver should work. It'd be a lot easier to do with two hands, but because I'm holding the camera with one, it's going to make it a little tougher. This has got a Phillips bit on it. It's a Phillips screw. Just two screws holding this on. Hopefully it's the bulb and not something else. Sometimes the sockets go, maybe it's a broken wire. If you do find the bulb is fine and you can't get any power there where the wires come out of this hatch and go into the body, there's a flexible boot there. Sometimes they break from bending over the time. Could be a broken wire in there, but try and get that out. There you go. Try not to lose those screws. For some reason my magnetic tip on this screwdriver isn't very magnetic anymore. Try and get that guy out. And we'll show you what's in here. I've got a playlist on this van. I'll put it in the top right-hand corner. A flashing yellow arrow points you to a card you can click on to bring you to the playlist. Turn this to lefty-loosey, counterclockwise, and there's your bulb. And it just snaps in here. Just wiggle it from side to side. It should just pop out like that. We see this one is burnt, so that's good. It's a 7443 or 7443LL. LL is long life. The long life have a different filament. It's made out of some other kind of metal, and they do last longer. So if you're going through the trouble anyway, why not get one of those? I'm just going to spray this rubber gasket on here just with a little bit of WD-40. It was kind of binding a little bit when I was unscrewing it out of there. It is, older after all, and probably dried out a little bit. So a little bit of lubricant on there. I'm just using WD-40 and that won't hurt it. And it'll just soften it up a little bit. Trying not to get it on the bulb. And should work. You can screw it back in. If you're not a subscriber, maybe consider subscribing, bottom right-hand corner. Now when this bulb goes in, you'll notice this hole, it only allows it to go in one way. So if it's not going in, turn it 180 degrees. And then it should go in there, and then turn it clockwise, about a quarter turn, and it'll be in there and done. You may want to check this before you put the screws in, but I'm going to put the screws in just for time's sake here. I'm also going to have a bonus video at the end of this if you want to see how to do the taillight bulbs on this same van. So you screw in clockwise, or to the right. Want to snug them up. They don't have to be super, super tight, but tight enough that they're not going to fall out. Then you take those little triangle pieces, little lenses, and they only fit in one way. I found that try and snap them in from the outside to the inside first. Should click in there, and it'll stay. Same with this one. So the left side now, or the outside on this side, if that makes sense, goes in first, and then give it a snap in. Tough with the gloves. Let's try it back in there. A little bit of dirt in there too. And it's in. Good. They're both in. Now let's try it. See if it works, and yes, it works. It looks like it's off to an angle, but it's not. It's just the angle of the camera here. That bulb is centered, and it lights it up properly from the center. Now, you may want to know something about this light. I'm going to show you how to take that out. We'll show you what the two bulbs are. So in this case, the brake light wasn't working on the outside bulb there. The park light's working, but the brake isn't. There's a couple of little covers here that You want to pop open with your little flat screwdriver. Try and hang on to those, don't lose them. And you'll see that behind these, a couple little bolts. You see how these little guys have tabs here when we put them back in. Let's get those guys out. Now I'm using an 8mm socket. I believe it also has a Phillips screwdriver head on it. You could use as well if you want. I'm going to use a socket. That's what it kind of looks like. Now these have to pull towards you, straight back. Now there's a clip where my right hand is, well now my left hand, right in there somewhere, that's holding this light in. Might make it a little difficult to get out. I'm going to use a non-marring soft door panel tool to gently pry. Because the plastic, you want to be very gentle. You could break it. Don't want to do that. So I'm just gently kind of working. Oh, popped out. Nice. I'll show you what that little finger looks like that's holding it in there. And there are bulbs. Counterclockwise, the top one actually is your signal light bulb. It's an amber color. Take a look at it, see what the bulb number is in case you end up having to replace that. It's kind of hard to read here, and this may have been replaced at one time, but it's a 7440A or 7440NA, which is natural amber. The A is amber or orange, right? NA is natural amber. Depends on where you get the bulb from. They'll have it listed one way or the other. And as you saw, the bulb just snaps back in, and it can go either way. There's two different ways it can fit in there. It doesn't matter. It'll work either way. But we see when you plug these back in, one of the little cutouts is wider than the rest, so it only goes in one way. Hey, why not give me the thumbs up if you're learning something as well? And let's take a look at the brake light / park light. Ooh, it's dark. It's a 921 or 921LL. Again, that's long life. It's a special filament. Can't hurt to maybe just spend the extra little bit and get the long life bulb. Then you won't be back in here again. And it just snaps in easy enough. Let's figure out how this whole thing goes back together. And that's where that little finger pokes in there. I'm going to just spray it with some kind of a lubricant. I'm going to use WD-40, not a sponsor, but you could put a little bit of maybe a teeny bit of motor oil in there or a little bit of grease. Just something so that it isn't stuck in there next time you need to get in there. Now I just want to make sure you get these in the right spot. The clear one will go in where the red lens is, and the amber one goes in where the clear lens is. Go figure that. And they go in one way, and then you turn it to the right, about a quarter turn, and it should lock in. Okay. Now, we're going to have to line this up. There's that little finger. It's going to go in that hole there. If you line up the back too, because this is going to have to line up as well. It's going to be all one thing. All the holes have to line up. So let's get this one going in where it needs to go. Goes in there. With one hand you'll be lining up this side of it, and with the other hand lining up the back. And it should just snap in place gently. There you go. And we'll just put the screws on in the back, or bolts, whatever you want to call them. In those holes there, make sure it all lines up. You don't want to force anything. I'm going to use a socket with this little screwdriver handle. Make it a little easier, just another option a guy can do. And then we'll do the top one as well. And once we get that one done, they only have to be, really snug. You don't want them falling out. This light isn't that heavy, but you want them, I guess, tight. So I'm just going to do them with my hand here. Snug them up. I'm going to try the bottom one as well. Depending on what you're using. If you're using a ratchet, it might be real easy to over-tighten. Let's check to make sure all the bulbs work. Park light works. Signal works. Brake works. I think we're done. Don't forget to put the bolt covers back on. And it looks like this vehicle's ready to go. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to watch another video here, you can click on the top left-hand corner and see some other projects that I've been working on.